Yo, YouTube. Feel what I'm saying? I'm back, you know what I'm saying? It hasn't been that long, but as you can see, we had a different, you feel me, different background. We back at home, you know what I'm saying? We're not in college anymore because of the winter break, you know what I'm saying? We do, as you can see, we got the car jacked up right now. We got the wood on the floor, cardboard, because we do have something special in the show right here is what we're doing today. The REV9 street coilovers, front, rear, adjusters. As you can see, sitting on my other baby. Y'all could get a video about that a different day, but if y'all want to see that, let me know. But today we are working on the Acura, but without further ado, you know, let's go ahead and get into it. Also different to say, as you can see, the car is all wet in the ground. It was raining this morning. It's actually supposed to rain in a few hours, but I thought maybe we could knock this out, and if not, we can just finish the rest tomorrow. So if it might be a two-part video today, but you know, we'll see if we get lucky or not. First, we're gonna start off by cracking this wheel off. All right, after you got that wheel off, you're gonna get your handy dandy drill, 15mm socket. We're gonna go ahead and take off that red bolt right there for the bottom of the stock. All right, so we had to resort to old fashioned because my drill, the battery's messing up, but we got that bolt off. As you can see, it's out of there, but now we're on to the lower control arms. It's gonna be this nut and the bolt on the other side, so you're gonna wanna get both of those out with either 2 wrenches or whatever you wanna use. All right, so we did end up getting that bolt and that nut off. As you can see, it's off right there. When you loosen it, it should drop a little bit. Don't be scared, it just sags a little bit. And then since I'm not showing you guys how I'm taking off the bolts, if you're struggling, just go by like any means necessary. Cause like for me, I had to use this whole thing just to have enough room to push off the bolt. But yeah, now that we're done with that part, we are now on to the top bolts. So now what you wanna do, you're gonna start with these 5 and then we're gonna move on to this one and take those off. After popping out these 5 screws, it should come loose. And you just pop it out of this the lower arm socket. It should come out nice and easy all in one piece. Before we continue, here's a little side by side. You can already see how much shorter it is straight out the box, but big difference. And then next we're gonna take off these 5 bolts. We're just gonna plop it back up in there. After kind of plopping that back into place, you can see there's kind of a big gap. Also, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, remember your jack stands, please, because if this falls, it will not be fun. But yeah, now you just want to kind of jack up the brake rotor to make sure that kind of simulate that the car's on the ground, so the spring will be able to come up to the top, as you can see up there, closing that gap. And then once you jack it all the way up, holes should start to begin to fill in here, and we're just gonna want to screw those back in. All right, so after jacking it up, you see it's kind of slammed right now, kind of tucking. But we got that up through the board. We're just gonna screw all these in, and after, I'm pretty sure we can adjust the ride height so it's not like super slammed. But if we have to take it all off again, then yeah, I'm not showing that because I'm not trying to take all this off. All right, so after getting that spring up in there, got all those tightened, we're gonna make sure to line this up with the socket. And then I lowered the brake rotor enough so this hole match up, and then we're gonna put this in there and tighten it. All right, so we got that bolt in right there, nut and bolt. Now we're putting back on to the back of this so we can tighten this to the coil. Now that we have everything on and screwed in, take out the jack stands, lower it down. I'm gonna see if I can fit this tire on. I'm gonna see what type of fitment we're having. And if it's too low, too high, we'll adjust it based off that, but yeah. Here we go, we got it all in. I know we're talking kind of crazy. So let's put this thing on the ground and see how it really looks. That is kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to raise that. Oh my God, we are. Holy. I wonder if we're rubbing. That's crazy fitment. Alright, I'm gonna probably leave it. I'm gonna do the other side first. I'm not gonna show y'all that because it's kind of like it's less space over there. And I just showed y'all this side, so I'm gonna do that side, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna, since they're both the same height, I'm gonna adjust them at the same time so I can raise them at the same time. But I'll get back to you after I'm done with that. All right, y'all, so it is a new day. It is a few days later. I know I said after I'm gonna finish the front, I'm gonna show you guys the back, but I'm not gonna lie, it was raining. We had some people come and help, and the backs just, it magically just appeared on, you know, so I don't really know how that happened. But I'm adjusting all the springs right now to get the ride height I want. So I'm gonna take off the tire. I'm gonna show you how I did it without actually doing it, just so y'all can know. And then I'm also show you how to adjust the springs after you put them on. So yeah, that should be the end of it after that. Okay, y'all, so here is how the under of it is looking with the new spring in. All springs side just like this one, but first when you get it in, you're gonna want to take out this screw. There's no, and then there's a nut on this side, right here. Or it's not a nut, it's attached to this bracket right here, the strut brace, the sway bar bracket. So this is not a nut, you just screw the screw all the way out, and it'll just come out of this side. If you need, you can just knock it out and it'll come out. And after you do that, you're gonna want to take off this screw right here, which holds up the bracket. So once you take that off, it's like a little screw that'll just come out. This bracket will come loose, and you just want to push it kind of back, just move it out the way a little bit. And then after that, the bottom of it should be good. I'm gonna just show y'all the top. All right, so for the top, you're gonna have to open up the back door. You're gonna have to go right in here. I'm gonna show y'all right in between the seat. There's a little screw right, and you can see that right there. That little black screw, that little black nut you take off, this baby will pop out. You just pop that out. These seats, if you want, you can unlatch these and move it a little bit so you can get to the screw better. But after that, you just move the seat out the way. Take this out, and right behind here, you will see the top of it, and you'll have to stick a little wrench, or if you could fit a socket behind there to get the 2 side screws, and there's 1 middle screw for the strut, and the 2 side screws you'll take out. It should pop loose. And for me, my car was sitting kind of high, so I had to have somebody stand on this so I could help break this loose. I moved the bottom part down, and I took the top part out first, and then the whole thing came out. But I had to have somebody stand on this just so it could be compressed, so I could be able to take it out. But yeah, that's how you take off the back struts, the back coils. And then you just put it in the same way. You attach the top first, you line up the bracket on this side, and then screw in the bracket, and then screw this bolt inside. You might have to loosen the coil just to get it down to the bracket, but right now it is a little loosened, so I'm gonna just show y'all me tightening it to get the fitment I want. All right, so before I actually loosen them, what I've been doing is I've been measuring them. So I've been going to the bottom of like this little mount right here, and I've been measuring it to the fender. So you can see right now it's at like 16, and like in between that 1 and the 2. And by looking at it before I raised it, I want to lower it like about 1 inch, so maybe get it down to like the 9 right there maybe, and that should be a little better fitment, just like the front. Just getting back down to that 9. But what you'll do first is you're gonna loosen this. So you're gonna turn this way to get it off the bottom, and then we'll screw this to the right to screw the screw in to the bottom, so it'll lower the car. And always when you're done, remember to screw this all the way to the right so it doesn't come loose. Otherwise, it might come loose and your car might drop, and then you might get damaged, and you might have to pay for it, and then you might have to take it to the shop, and then you might go broke, and then you might go homeless, and then your family doesn't love you, and then it's just like your girlfriend breaks up with you, and then, you know, all that stuff happens. But yeah, we're done with that. So we're gonna put the wheel on. I'm gonna finish the other side real quick, and I'm just gonna get some B-roll of the fitment all around for you guys. And that should be the end of the video. But if you like this, thank you for watching, and yeah.